Hey yo. All right. So I want to do like a final review of the Cotton King Sultan from Hobbii or however. I'm Texan. I don't properly say words because I don't know. I guess you got to leave your house to know words, right? All right, so this one looks like this. It's beautiful. I'll give it that. I purchased this one and another one. Sorry for the rustles. There's a fluff on it. I hate fluffs on my yarn. I purchased this one. Now, I do like this. This goes to an easy tab, start tab. And the only way I can compare that to here, because this is from overseas, they do this at Hirschner's. They do this at Hirschner's, and I love that. I love that. So, I bought those two, and I rarely pay for a pattern, but I was like, you know what? I'm also going to pay for a pattern. Now, I'll show you that pattern. And they used the same kind of brand, I guess you would say. I think theirs was just something a little bit different. So here is my thoughts. Here's what I've worked up on that shawl. This is as far as I'm going to go. I am going to undo this. And it's not the pattern's fault at all. I just thought this pattern was more to it than repeating the same thing over and over and over. I get bored easy. So I'll be undoing this. But the feel is really good. I do enjoy the feel. Now, working with this, you got to have some patience. It is basically 4 strands of like embroidery floss. I know y'all cannot see this, and I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix that. But basically, it's 4 strands of embroidery floss that is not twisted together. So you have to have really good tension control and hold this tighter. Otherwise, it gets all loosey-goosey. And then you have splits, and it's just like, holy heck, you know? But let me say about this pattern. The pattern itself, if you are an absolute beginner, or you've been crocheting for a hot minute, their pattern was just dynamite. It was a really good pattern. It was clearly written. There was pictures on every level. And let me say this real quick. I am not sponsored or affiliated by this company. I will never be sponsored or affiliated because I tell people how the cow ate the cabbage. And a lot of companies don't want that on their website. So when I say this, it's coming from my heart and from my truth. Their pattern, I'm not a pattern buyer because a lot of patterns are AI or garbage. A lot of times. But this pattern was worth the $3 I paid for it. It was an excellently written pattern. I mean, nothing was left to guess. They nailed it right on the head. And if it was more of a complicated pattern, then I would have continued. But it's just the same thing over and over and over, which is fine for some folks. But I don't care for that. I want something different, and especially with this kind of yarn. Now, the logistics of this yarn is it's 200 grams, 7 ounces, 800 meters, 874 yards. It is 100% cotton. And I'm kind of torn. Well, let me tell you this part. It's labeled as a number 2 fine yarn. And I'm kind of torn. Do I want to make like a beautiful table topper? But on the other hand, I'm like, well, what will I do with it? I do have an event coming up, a vendor event coming up. But do people even buy those anymore? Because it is cotton. It shouldn't burn. But it's very thin cotton, so I don't know how that will work. On the other hand of things, I really would like to make a shawl, not a triangle shawl, like a wrap. Here in Texas, we don't really need anything like that, but I would love to do something like that. So I don't know what I'm going to do just yet, because yeah. But oh, and this yarn I used a 4mm hook, and it worked out fine. It actually was a little too big, but I always try to go up a hook because I'm a little bit of a tighter crocheter. It does recommend a 3.5 to 4, so I was in the ballpark. Now, the other thing that I would like to address, I wanted to see with y'all, can this be undone without knot city happening? Because it is not twisted. It's like, okay, for cross stitchers, it's like working with 4 strands of embroidery floss, single strands, and just trying to pull them together. Does that make sense? So let's undo it and see how it goes. It does have that crimping, which is fine. It's not going to hurt anything for sure. Now, normally, when I undo something, I would be at the end of the cake and I would put it on my ball winder. I've got a mega ball winder. But since it's this, it is going to create a mess. So, you know, it is what it is. But I also wonder, can I make something even bigger? Because this is only, what, 8-something yards, right? Did I just say that? Okay, that one's 817, and so this one should be 817, right? No, this one's 874. Why is this different? Cotton Kings salt. Did I read that wrong? I'm right. It's 874. I could, in theory, put these together, because it's going to go to light here at the end and then start with the dark in the thing. So I could put these together for something even bigger. I was going to think about maybe making another tee, but I'm still struggling to get through the tee that I'm currently making. So I think I'm going to just do like a rectangle shawl. But again, where would I wear it? What would I wear it for? So I kind of want to wear it, you know, do a table thing. You know, make something for the table. Because it shouldn't burn up. It shouldn't. Okay, see, I've got to my first issue here. See, this is what happens if you don't catch those strands all in the same time. So I'm not trying to dissuade you one way or the other of not getting this stuff, but I'm just trying to tell you what I've come across. I encourage you, no matter who you watch, to watch the videos fully, get what they're saying, but I also encourage you to try it. You won't, I don't ever recommend you just take your thoughts and opinions from what somebody else has said. Try it out for yourself. I really do recommend that theory. So anyway, I'm gonna finish undoing this, but that's my final thoughts on this stuff. I personally will not be buying this anymore. Y'all saw the other day's video where I got yarn off of Temu, and it was fantastic. I was leery, very leery, but I'm gonna buy yarn from Temu. I just am. This stuff was $10, a little over $10 a cake. And it came from overseas, which is not a bad deal because it didn't take long to get to me. But $10 is just not in my personal budget. And I've got another situation here. So I think I'm going to pass on this. For me, it's a pass. The patterns, definitely. I will definitely buy more of their patterns. They do have quite a bit of free patterns, folks. So, go check that part out. But as for the yarn itself, I think this is a pass. This is a nope. But, you may enjoy it. You may like it. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye, y'all.